Of the budget cuts issued to schools across the state, over $11.2 million in cuts were issued for the Knoxville campus alone. University President John Peterson recently announced more budget cuts of $43.7 million in addition to the previous cuts. Of the students we polled, only 35% were aware of the new cuts. Quadrupling the cuts will adversely affect all those affiliated with the university. Now is the time to get a head start and raise awareness. We can bring people together, fight together, and make the best of the cuts already in effect.
The day we accept anything less than the best environment for students, faculty, and staff of this university is the day we give up the ideals of higher education and the University of Tennessee starts to go downhill. We all saw the picture in the Beacon about a week ago of John Peterson just relaxing in that comfy chair, comfortably telling everybody that, you know, a couple more $1 million in budget cuts, you guys can deal with it. You already dealt with it one the first time. He's already come to terms with it, and we are not going to come to terms with it. We should not come to terms with the priorities that Nashville and the state legislators are putting on higher education. If we willingly accept these cuts, I think we all can agree that they will be back again during the next fiscal year. We must unite as a university, students, faculty, and staff to tell Nashville to stop the cuts and put a higher priority on the future of public education and the future of this state.
Upper division classes are going to be cut. As a junior, I need all those classes to graduate. Everybody's feeling the crunch of the economy, so it's pretty bad.
Observed the effects that they have had around the university. I'm aware of departments that are running short-staffed and going to be shorter-staffed. They've had people leave, they've had people retire, and those lines are not being filled, be they faculty or support staff.
Now, I've had students contact me trying to get into classes, saying if I don't get into your class, I can't graduate. And I can only take so many people. It isn't a question of whether I want to or not. It's a question of whether the fire marshal will let that many students sit in a classroom. So
students here are already beginning to feel the pinch of our budget cuts. There are less classes being offered, and the classes that I was enrolled in the spring got cut from the fall. These were upper level division classes, which are sometimes squirrely to get into anyway. These were classes that have multitudes of sections that I should have easily been able to get into a different section with a different professor at a different time. I spent all night figuring out 3 different possible schedules for my semester to work this way. The first teacher I went to add to their already full class, I was downright rejected. He told me that if he added me, that I would have to sit on the floor of his classroom. So the second and the third teacher that also had full classes already in this section had to call and ask the janitor to put in more desks so that I was able to take these classes.
Lecturers and others' jobs are threatened as we continue to cut classes and look for more ways to outsource work. Students can't get into their classes, so they stick around the university longer than they expected. They're paying more, so too are their parents. Our numbers are declining, our wages are falling, but our responsibilities and our pressures increase. We've got a rainy day fund of close to $1 billion, but we're asked to give back $17 million, with more givebacks to come. We have corporations and others avoiding paying taxes estimated at over $250 million. But we're looking at another year of no raises. Governor Bredesen, we were getting wet last year when we didn't get a raise. With rising prices, we're getting soaked. It's raining in Tennessee, Governor. Open that rainy day fund.
Well, I'm not sure we should politicize the classroom. I know that's something that you shouldn't be espousing political party affiliations say. I think there's nothing wrong with encouraging students to be citizens, to vote, to contact their legislatures, but telling them which issues to do that for, or which candidates to vote for, I think is inappropriate. In terms of how you would raise awareness, I think demonstrations like this are a perfect way of doing it. Getting the public, making the public aware through things like this. I mean, this is free speech, free assembly. It's part of what this country is based on. And perhaps 1 out of every 10 people walking by might plant a seed and get them thinking. And that's what you hope for with demonstrations like this.
2 entire departments were cut this past year due to budget cuts. Tuition was raised and is expected to increase more and more in the coming semesters. More classes will be cut, and many classes are expected to be offered only 1 semester per year. The budget cuts are continuing to have more and more of an effect. The budget cuts will probably continue, but our voices and opinions ought to be heard. This is our university, and our lives are being affected. Stay up to date with the continuing cuts, make sure your friends are aware, and voice your opinions.